Hi, Timothy. Hi, Drummer. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Is it good or dark, kind of? I see very well. On the canvas, the light is perfect, but it's flipping funny on the... It's good? Yes, I'm working on a large canvas. Another one of the six from my fourth dimensional lot. But this time, I need to work on the whole surface, and it's very complicated, and the part that I would need to cover with tape would need to be too large if I wanted to do so. So I decided to do it this way, to do the stream this way, because I'm working on this painting anyway. But I switch it on like that and see how that goes. What is your channel about, Mayor Kitty Town, Mayor of Kitty Town? What is your channel about that you want me to follow it? Please let me know about yourself a bit more, then I can consider following you. Please introduce yourself. Tell me what you are about, what you do. Seriously, I don't mind if you are a real person, like not a bot, and you have something to show or to talk about, and I am willing to check it out, no problem. Mine is not. Yes, I did. I did. Mine is mainly all drums if you enjoy drums and music. I've been honest with you, I do not. You know that already. I'm not going to like, I'm not going to be fake or pretend things. I don't like music. Um, yes, Timothy. It is good to have a good laugh. Okay, that's cool, huh? Yes, I think I told you already what I think about it. You know, and I know the decor, I know the etiquette, I know the way of being, but all that doesn't require me to be fakely nice to people, right? So I respect you all, and I see you all, um, but I keep my inspiration pure. You love that attitude? Yes, it is so. It has to be. And master of pre-classical realism actually needs to be very hygienic emotionally as well as otherwise. Our technique is very precise, very definite. The forms are crystal clear. So it has to go with the rules towards myself as well as towards other people. I respect that too, what you just said. Thank you, drummer. Timothy, did you get a chance to check my site? And the drinks are still hot. Well, I really have it going on because this is complicated enough, and then the people, it's interesting. And how is the frame? Is the canvas good angle? You did, Timothy. And what do you think about it? But what do you reckon? Yeah, not too dark. How's this thing with the light? I love your work, especially the painting of the ships. Thank you, Timothy. That one gave me a place in the museum. You know, normally a place for dead artists. But I'm interested in the pre-classical era. Right. Well, um, the the painting was with the ships that were traditionally sailing. But yeah, it's true, not in the Middle Ages. But I use a traditional technique, which I use to cover all kinds of topics from all kinds of periods in time. Yeah, in fact, now I'm working on a collection on fourth dimensional paintings, so I literally move around time in that way. And I'm wondering what pre-classical thematic, pre-classical. It is that in largely the tradition of realism comes from classical realism. So it comes from Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo. Leonardo da Vinci wrote a book. That book is sort of an instruction for a painter. How are they supposed to do their job? How they are supposed to represent and paint various scenes in order to make them look realistic in a classical sense. My technique comes from before that time, from the Middle Ages, from the so-called Dark Ages, where masters worked anonymously without signing their works, without branding it in any form, but purely concentrating on the quality of brushstrokes. That is pre-classical realism. Before Middle Ages, before all the institutional education of art, usually not uh, um, this is a type of art that was destroyed by the religious or political um, regimes that came after. Okay, makes more sense now. Right. Yes, that's why it is taught during 5 years apprenticeship, drawing and painting 10 hours a day, every day, only learning from a master. Instagram, I do. My Instagram is the same as my tabs. So at Kate Merez. I also have Twitter with the same name. I like mentioned myself because it's my Instagram. It's the same as this one. It's my name actually because unlike other masters of pre-classical realism, I decided to con- to paint publicly. As I told you, originally they worked anonymously in their atelier, but as the technique is very rare and there's not many people left on the planet using this technique, I decided to show publicly how the work is done. Uh, because I'm not planning to take on any apprentices myself ever, because that would require 5 years of not drawing and painting for me. Because as I told you, it's not an institutional education, so um, people don't learn it in a large groups. It's only one master, one apprentice, and as master teaches an apprentice, they stop working themselves. So that's why I discontinued the tradition of working anonymously in the atelier, and I use my name. So my name is Kate Merez, but I'm Polish from Poland, so Kate in Polish is Katarzyna, so Katarzyna instead of Kate. So that is also my name. And if you type it in, you can see some projects I did previously. I did some projects in public spaces. I also did some fashion shows. I did Berlin Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week, shows in Nice and Cannes at the time of the film festival. Even I haute couture, unique design of hand stitched fashion prototypes, has become my second profession because of the things to do with the fourth dimension and other dimensions. Because work on canvas is purely using second dimension of the canvas surface, and with fashion it was a little bit of a different experience, which has enriched me formally in order to continue working on complicated paintings. So if you want to look for me, you find me under Kate Merez or my Polish name Katarzyna Merez. But my first name is in my site, so that's how you can see it. Am I alright or remember or something? Or if you could see if the comments from the no, my lesson is my lesson because it's really seven. Thank you. Yeah, for me it's perfect this light because it shines the canvas perfectly. The colors come out. Yeah, yeah, it's true. And the overall doesn't matter the difference how we put it on the screen, but I enjoy using it, so I will. got some sunlight today, and Sweetie had a decent walk. It's still not as warm as we would like it to be in the springtime, but hopefully soon the weather will get even better. You like my necklace? Thank you very much. That one is from my fashion show times. I wear it sometimes. Like today we had a nice walk with Sweetie, so that's why it's on. Would you like to wear a similar one? Thank you for the flower, I think. Wait, you are the one naked. I am a naturist artist, yes. And are you the weirdo with the clothes on? I don't know what's wrong with those people. They stay at comfort of their own places and they wear a clobber. I'm a fashion designer as well, you know. I thought he was doing a naked portrait. You're dreaming. Um, I'm a naturist artist. Nobody can tell me what's cool to wear because I'm a fashion designer. Oh, that's really nice. I have a necklace that looks like my room I play. Oh, right. um, I design unique hand-stitched prototypes of fashion. If you know what is haute couture is like the most artistic part of fashion. Based on that, they later create pret-a-porter, so industrial parts. I will type in my site, so then you will see in my fashion shows. Hmm? I did, I said I answered. I did estimate. I'm further even. My comments are further. I will type in my site. Thank you, sweetie. So you can see um, there are links to fashion shows I did before with different projects I did previously. And for now, I am not working on fashion for the time being. Yeah, the page is there. Thank you, Andy, for an award. I appreciate it too. Hi, Abba Abak. Thanks for subscribing. You like fashion? Ah, right. That's interesting. Yeah, the fashion I uh, didn't go into in any down any industrial path. So it's only unique, only hand stitched, the sort of highest refinement level of fashion because it's fitted anatomically only to one person to their colors, shapes. Oh, your site is really nice. I like it. Thank you, Drummer. I am Polish from Poland. You know, like when mm, the the fashion pret-a-porter fashion, the one we are used to from the coat hanger, it's overly generalized in a sense of human anatomy. In reality, when a girl uses one arm more than another, the muscles in one arm are developed more than another, so the size is not as average when they make a small, medium. large, that is all average, and that is over generalized uh, uh, human anatomy. And the most beautiful about um, the is the unique. The most beautiful about the thing that can be done with fashion, it's the unique aspect of showing the personal features. Can you post the link here in Twitch chat? Mm, um, Let me think about it. I guess I can't because when I tried the other time, I go off this. But I think if I type it in again, it will appear. It will appear because it happened to me like that before. So I will try to type it in again. Hi Chris, nice to see you. And if you can't see it in a while, then I will try to type it in on Twitch. Um, mm, yeah, I can. I am. And the other thing, I'm logged in. I'll try. I'll try. Please let me know if you've seen it, SK, on Twitch, and if you haven't, I will find another way to type it in. Nice to see you, Chris. I'm now working on a painting that I'm not showing at all. It's a large canvas, and I especially work in that way. Do I know Japanese denim jeans? They are sold raw, and you have to wear them and break the fire so they fit perfectly for you. Yes, it's not. It's been going on since the 50s and 60s. You will see the ladies they were buying jeans and wearing them wet in the bathtubs and things like that. So it's nothing new really. When you look into history of fashion, it has been going on for a while before, and like a lot of things, it's the sort of popular Western things replicated later on. But yes, I know this. As I said, my concentration is rather on very unique, very highly artistic things, not on pop things. No, no pop culture. And no actually quick cheap tricks also, because when you try to do something rubbery to show up the shape, it's just so it's not what not what I'm looking for, because you have to imagine I am doing fashion as an artist, and I'm interested in the formal issues of different dimensions. So as a fashion designer, you need to plan the material so it fits in a third dimension. I can't see the link, by the way. Maybe just say the name. Okay, so get ready, pen and paper. KATAZYNAMERES dot SINDIF dot com. So katarzynameres.sindif.com. My name is Polish. My name in Polish is Katarzyna. My name is Kate. Katarzyna Kate is the same name, and that's the name of my site. I will try to type it in on Twitch, especially. I can. I am signed in on the other thing. I'll try. Let's just try as an exercise. I'm going to do this. I'll try. Yeah, so what I was trying to explain about the shapes, it's the whole art of fashion is to fit the textile to human anatomy, and to plan from the two-dimensional textile the thing that will fit uniquely onto a person with their unique anatomy, colors, and everything. Now I am trying. Nearly Kata. That's only the only difference is Kata. No, not simply Simdif. So once again, I will spell it again as I'm trying to type it in. It's KATARZYNAMERES dot SIMDIF.com. But I'm trying to get into Twitch in another way. Oh, look, I can see here people following. Thank you very much. I appreciate you follow. Oh, oh I think I. Hmm, where can I find it? One moment. Hmm, okay. In this here, but maybe in the other folders. But I'll try on here. I might go off. My stream might break off, but I will try. Um, you might have finished. Is my stream still on? Oh, it's on. So okay. No, I'm just. It's a good exercise, I guess. Maybe this way. Mm, mm, try here. Yeah, I am typing, but I don't know if the stream stayed on. Oh, I think it stayed because the time is counting on the stream. So look, I might even be able to do that. Mm. It would be a shame if I made a typo. Thank you, sweetie. Yeah, can you please do? Oh, thank you. Yeah, so sweetie helped me, and I think it's sorted. No? Yeah, yeah. You never heard of Hubs before? Is that my main streaming site? Yes, SKT. It is because I can multi-stream through Hubs to various platforms. So it actually is my main streaming site, yes. Oh, you see it now. Oh, you see, we did it. Thank you, sweetie. Um, it's not easy to spell. I had a hard time spelling it too at first. Wow, get used to when it's your name. What is it? This canvas? Ah, it's good. Yes, it's okay. Ah, thank you. Yes, I also think it's okay. Yeah, it's slightly moved, I know, but it's okay. As long as it doesn't move the other way sometimes. It usually is like that. It usually works itself out and moves bits else. And I do it. Thank you for subscribing. Yes, yes. Thank, thank you for your drinks already. I like your work from Palazzo. Thank you, SKT. My models on all the fashion shows, they wear no makeup, like absolutely no makeup, no bras, and no shoes. And all those things that you see walking on the models at the fashion shows, all those I made by hand, so with no machine. Why no shoes? Just in order to show them, to put the attention on the natural body and anatomy of them. The same as no bras, the same as no makeup, to point out individual features, natural features, to simply show my work. I can design shoes and I did so, but these were shows of fashion, so not to distract with accessories or shoes. You like that? Yeah, I think it has to be neat and clear to see. There's already a lot when something is like purely hand stitched without a machine fitted to anatomy. There is a lot to see. If somebody owns it and wills to wear any shoes or any jewelry with it or anything, I don't mind. It's just that Yeah, it's like the painting. At first, when I show a painting, I don't put like a huge frame on it. It's usually people who have a painting, they decide how they want to frame it, that type of thing. So you have your own brand, or you are more someone people contact for custom jobs? Second one, SKT. I am a more of a creator that can be commissioned to create certain things. So yeah, working by order and things like that. I can even be I actually don't mind being kind of a ghost designer, because you know how the things are in fashion. I can create something, both. So I can create something, and it belongs to someone else or to another brand or company. I don't mind that. So I'm not like into my creator's ego in that sense. Anyway, I use a traditional technique which originates from the Middle Ages, where masters traditionally worked in anonymous way. So it's not about me as a brand or me as an author. Mm, I know what I've created and I'm at the source of it. So I don't latch on to own all the results of it. Yeah, so people can own it, and people, even other brands and or other people can own it. I actually like that. I don't mind if somebody else goes on a catwalk uh, presenting my fashion, and I have nothing to do with it, and I'm not known about to have created this, because my concentration is purely on the creative part, not on the show. Because fashion show is a show. It's a whole lot of elements, and also fashion industry is a whole big thing as well. So I keep to my domain, which is creative. You know your view and story behind your creations would market really well as a brand. Yes, I know, I know. And if somebody wants to do so, um, they possibly can, but I still keep to what I do. It's the same as um, if I am an artist working in public spaces, and um, well, before I did projects in public spaces, because I'm not planning to do so in the future. And people try to like give me the etiquette of performing artist or this and that. um, they can do so. I know what I am and I know what I'm doing. So I'm not into any form of conceptualism, and I'm not into any form of branding nor marketing nor any of those things. That's why I behave in the way I do, as I said at the beginning of the stream. I'm not hanging on for likes. I'm not here to be particularly nice. I'm not here to sort of fulfill some kind of emotional needs or something like that. It is different. And if you see that, oh, this would market very well, then you have the answer of how things have gone. And that is also what I did. Was knowing the art history, I decided to go back in the history of art in order to go into the future. That's why I created in the fourth dimension based on a traditional technique from the Middle Ages. Why are you not into creating a brand or such? Because the my concentration must be on the creative process. It is not my job. It is job of other people. I am a master of pre-classical realism, and that's it. Did I always have this mindset? Since I was searching. No, I did not always. I didn't born. I didn't get born having experiences. My behavior and my choices are heavily based on my experiences. So I haven't always had this mindset as clearly, but I haven't gone the way I wouldn't have wanted to go either. So I have had experiences that were close enough to allow me to see what I do not want, but I haven't done things that I regret doing heavily. No, so I always stayed true to myself and to my sort of creative will and incentive, and that is what led me to learn from a master. That is what led me to learn the technique I've learned in the way I have done. It is largely because I watched other artists and I've seen that they live in a world of frustration. Because you see, problem for a lot of artists is that they can never create what they imagine exactly as they imagine it, and that frustration is heavier and more important than any money anything can make, than any value of anything, or any, like, I don't know, no fame or no fortune can patch up the damage that that frustration does for an artist. And that is why I wanted to learn this precise, meticulous, realistic technique that allows me to exactly draw and paint exactly what I imagine in the way I imagine it. So there is no disappointment, and so there is no collusion between the idea and the genuine work of the hand. And I have that. I paint my technique. I went through 5 years of an apprenticeship. Now I'm a master of pre-classical realism. The training was really hard, really tough, but but now I have this, and that's more precious than anything, because it's no matter what I own at the time, but what I can do is this dynamics. It's this sort of being at the source, and as a creator, that's the most important to me. So that's why I said to you before that I'm not in any way conceptual or anything like it, because for me the the handcraft part is just as crucial as the intellectual part of the work, and that's what I find old techniques providing and being in balance of. And furthermore, this whole things, this whole branding things, and that, uh, you know, they are they are not that new anymore. That's all past it already. Uh, we it's yeah, it's all passé. As a creator, you have to actively think about the future in a real way, which doesn't mean going trend spotting and cool hunting. It means completely other things. A lot of people have issues with that. A lot of people have been sort of rerouted or disconnected um, with the natural order of things, like biological hierarchies and historical things. Yeah, so they kind of lost, and they don't know what's new, what's old, and that kind of thing. I don't have any problem of such. Um I know what I'm doing, where my technique originates from, what am I using my technique for. I don't have this kind of problems. But also, I'm not buying this kind of bullshit that is being sold a lot about many subjects. You feel the fashion industry is still driven by this, or you see it all as more business? Neither, to be honest. It's far beyond that. It's nothing to do with no. It's neither by this. Something completely else, as Katie. I see it as completely else, far more complex. It was it, this this division you have shown in the question, that is also from before, to be honest. It's something completely else now. That's how I see it. Hello. There are many artists that believe their apprenticeship ends in old age. Mm, your opinion would be appreciated. My apprenticeship lasts 5 years, drawing and painting 10 hours a day, every day, where any work that wasn't perfect I had to destroy immediately. It has a very, very solid structure, beginning, middle, and end. An end of an apprenticeship is when one has engraved in their nervous system the skill and the technique, when the work is perfect, and when the technique is stable enough so they can be sure that any work done by either by an order or by an artist's own initiative is 100% perfect. It has to do with harmony and perfection. And my apprenticeship is traditional way of learning from the Middle Ages. So also when the master teaches, the master stops working themselves. It's not like any form of traditional, any form of institutional education. I feel like a lot of designers today are more marketing experts rather than artists or crafters. Uh, hello. Yes, I answered. Hello, Ben. I did answer. Ah, thank you. Great. It's a little bit scary. And then like, thank you. In essence, the apprenticeship is complete when the fundamentals are consistent. In my case, then, but I'm not talking about other techniques. My technique is pre-classical realism, and I'm sure other people who do other. I don't speak about other techniques, but yes, that's what it should be. I do actually believe that that's what it should be like. That when the education is finished, it's finished. It's the in the highest form. It is like that one becomes a master and the technique is stable enough so they can perfectly fulfill all the commissioned and non-commissioned works. Do you still commit 10 hours a day to painting and crafting? Not in the same way as during the training. In the training time, it was different. Sometimes I work more. Sometimes I work 20 hours a day. It depends. But the the aim, as I said, during the apprenticeship, it really You see, this is the form of education I went through. It does come from the Middle Ages, and it's so complete, and it involves very harsh discipline. That means, 10 hours a day, every day. If whatever you feel like, it doesn't matter. If you are sick or healthy, it doesn't matter either. It involves huge dedication, and yes, you can call it a kind of sacrifice or something, so it doesn't come light. And um, and that's why I said it influences the nervous system on various levels, not just intellectual, but on this sort of physical level as well. That's why there's a lot of physical aspects that are very important to me during my work. One of them is naturism, and being naked whilst work. It's all for the reason, and it has to do with the tradition of my technique. It's not a joke. I'm very serious about it. So yes, sometimes I paint longer than that, sometimes shorter than that. As an apprentice becomes a master, they gain a stability of the technique, as I said, that allows them to be sure to provide constant quality of work, independent of various factors, independent of any factors. So it doesn't matter now if I work 10, 15, 20 hours a day. Excellent, and I appreciate that different art forms or techniques are unique and the variables are many. Yeah, I don't appreciate, to be honest. I'm strictly focused on my technique, on what I'm doing. I'm not giving my opinion on any other things and any other art forms. I'm not interested. Hello, Vincent. You always work naked. In my atelier, yes. In my atelier, yes. When I've done projects in public spaces, it wasn't possible, so no. Whenever it's a fourth dimension, and I decided not to show it today. So I'm painting and talking to you, and I'm not showing any of the canvas parts. I am working on it now, and I'm not showing it to the stream. Previously, I have covered parts of the paintings with the tape. This one will be just, no, it's just too complicated, and I want to see the whole of it and work on the whole of it today. But I decided to switch the stream on as I am doing parts of it, just to see how are you like, and how is the interaction. I don't um I don't stream the entire creative process. I paint long hours and I stream some time of it. I can respect that. Focus is the key to any success or greatness. That's right, Baker. That's what I say. The expression master of all trades. No, wait, how does it go? Mm, mm, Jack of all trades, master of none. Well, I focus on opposite. I strictly focus on my technique in order to keep perfection. Do you admire or buy from any brands with your own clothing? And do you admire or buy from any brands? No, 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 not at all, not at all. Like the clothes I wear daily, where I can wear anything. I can literally wear anything. You will know. I can wear young boys' clothes. You wouldn't recognize me. I can wear anything. Do you recognize the irony in the nature as being also a clothing designer? Exactly, Vincent, exactly. That's exactly what it is about. That's why nobody can tell me what's cool to wear. or what isn't. I know that the best it's like kings got no clothes on. Exactly. Thank you for answering my questions. I must return to the grind and extend my best wishes to you. Thank you, Ben. Nice to meet you. I appreciate that you dropped by. You have a little drawing, I think, on your icon. I'll be able to see it better later. Nice to meet you. Bye. Hi, Kimberly. You will see, Vincent, in the designs that I make, I focus on the anatomy more than anything. A fashion god who can pull off anything. Look. That's right, SKT, that's right. That's the power of creation. That's why on my fashion shows, my models were no makeup, absolutely no makeup, no bras, no shoes. Is there also an environmental aspect to your view? Um, I have nothing to do with any political nor religious things, but I am definitely no. I guess there isn't. No, there isn't. Because there is no need to be. Because I am not doing anything polluting either, so I don't need to be concerned about that. Unique hand stitched designs have never been any damage to in a polluting sense or something. But and I don't appreciate the art being created in that way. It's true, like a large yes, and I see a lot of rubbish. Yes, I do see a lot of rubbish as skating, like a lot of trash. Yeah, I see a lot of trash. Uh, but well, yeah. Yeah, I'm like mass producing way too much overseas. Yes, that's right. I know. There's many aspects of it, SK, many. How do you explain to the models the lack of shoes and chest support? Chest support. Oh, that's funny, like a chest feeding. Um, uh, uh, does this mean you work with a particular model type? Yes, I do work with particular model type. My models usually young, thin, petite body form, no tattoos, no tattoos, no permanent body image changes, no alteration of natural anatomy, no injections, nothing, no changes of no intervention in the natural anatomy, neither aesthetically, no piercings, no tattoos. And how do I explain? Well, models who I work with are professional or they intend to be. So I am not getting into any emotional involvement with the models. Models are professionals who work to present fashion. So I just instruct them. How about shaving and their hairstyles? Well, I do not shave. That's one thing. But my models, it's up to their preferences. I don't require them to grow hair, especially for a fashion show. neither I ask them to shave nor anything like it. You are a very strict employer. Yes, that's right. I am. I am. I'm very disciplined also. Very disciplined. But one has to be. You'll be surprised. And if you were to start to get into all those little emotional things, you would never get the work done. You just get lost in funny things. One has to be developed enough um, to carry out the work and keep the focus on the professional aspect. That's why also, even though I like girls, I like women, I never have relationships with the ones I work with. That is one aspect of my work ethics that helps me to steer clear of all this kind of nonsense. I feel like this is an area we would disagree on. Go on. That's good. That's good. I don't mind disagreeing. Have you always been this hardworking and disciplined? Yes, yes, but that's life. Mm. No problem. No problem. Yes, I have always been like hardworking and disciplined. I think it's very, very important, and I think in order to get things done and mm, to develop, one has to people have to be developed. Yes, I have, and that's why I've decided to go through this apprenticeship and learn technique from the Middle Ages in that way. I'm all for development. Um, and Justin, it must be late there. You're not tired? No, I'm not tired. I'm not tired, Justin. I'm not tired. Okay. You ever feel afraid or nervous of how people will perceive your work? No. Do you sometimes catch yourself trying to think what people want to see? I can see what people want to see. It's no trouble to me. Uh, I don't have problems seeing what other people see. So you don't bother trying to say that I am one of those character types that have been popular recently. I can see what people see, but this is not what I'm there to provide. So, who is your client? Do you develop for you or your clients? I'm talking clothing, not art pieces. Um, anyone can be my client. Anyone can employ me. I can be a ghost creator. Anyone can be. So anyone, individual person, company, anything. Do you have clients in mind? I am strictly working on the artistic part of fashion, not on commercial fashion. So it depends also what are the requirements, what the purpose is. Thank you, Kimberly, for an award. I appreciate that. Like your mind indirectly gets affected by people's opinions. No, no, my mind does not get affected by people's opinion. I see people's opinion and I then see and decide for myself what do I do and what do I want to do with it. I see then a lot that on a lot of topics, if I start to talk with people, majority of them will not have the same opinion as mine, and I'm perfectly fine with it. When you create art pieces for yourself and others not excited by it, do you ever sell them? I don't understand. Get excited and others get excited by it. When you create art pieces for yourself and others get excited by it, do you ever sell them? Ah, yes. Like I didn't. I got confused by your word excited. So like you mean enthusiastic and want to have it? Yes, of course. I'm a professional artist, and that involves that. I don't treat my work as my babies or something. I have fully non-emotional approach to it. But um, but when I work on my private collection, that is my private collection. And also, when I work on it and it isn't finished, this type of issues are beyond the question. Does does your work relax you? No, it doesn't. I wonder about what people who work with their passion, how do they relax away from work? Exactly. You see, there you can come to the very important point. It is not my passion, it is my profession. Like any other profession, art can be a profession, and I decided to become a professional artist. That's why I went through those years of apprenticeship. I think the model training you do is really neat. Thank you, Kimberly. Neat and needed. Ah, I understand. Yes, Kimberly, I think so too. It does have a structure. I must say, I think your work is very good, and I love to paint like you do. Thank you, thank you. Um, it was Justin. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Kimberly. Yes, my model training is very. When you read it on a site, you will get an idea of what it is about. There's certainly balance there between a discipline and actually developing the best out of person from themselves. So it's not like you imagine maybe a sort of, I don't know, discipline for guys when they go to military. It's different because each female is extremely unique, and then to develop and to let to give the chance to shine the best in her, it's a lot of work and it doesn't come automatically, and it is not easy, and there is a lot of obstacles. Some of it might be even herself, and some of those obstacles can be extremely liked or loved by her and very comfortable. So yeah, that's why it's different. We can have another one of these. Right, or like here, this is really neat. Stable like I can do in How long it take you to do a whole painting? Complete masterpiece all on canvas usually takes around 2000 hours, and it's about 40 to 50 fine layers of oil paint. With my collection of six fourth dimensional paintings, it's a different story. It's going to be a lot longer. Do you ever doubt your direction? No, I do not. No, I do not. That was before I decided to go through my apprenticeship. Then I was choosing and deciding things. Now I never doubt my direction. It's like when the egg leaves the chicken, it doesn't go back. I am. I have very defined myself and my technique. So with such a strong definition, you cannot have a doubt. It's like you don't have a blurred vision when you see crystal clear. You can pretend to probably, or you can maybe act it out, but I'm not doing that. What do you think of the idea that perfection is obtained through failure? Bullshit. Bullshit. Yeah, bullshit. Why don't you shave, if I may ask? Because that's my personal preference. Well, you should be very proud of your work and give yourself a good pat on your back. I'm proud enough. Thank you very much. I don't need a pat from anybody. Sorry, was your rebuttal just bullshit? Yeah, Vincent. Yeah, it was about this obtaining perfection through failure. Yes, it's like bullshit promoted by jealous people. That's what I think, honestly. A lot of this sort of back end of the crisp packets things come from people who try to shrew the true values, but the true values are still there. That's why the word perfection exists. Because if the issue didn't, if there was no perfection, we wouldn't have a word for it. Thanks for the hearts, Kimberly. I'm not calling you this, but do you ever get labeled as overconfident or arrogant? Yes, regularly, nonchalant. How do you stay focused working such long hours? My training taught me this, SKT. My training taught me this. I don't only get labeled, but I get appreciated for it. Because um, you have any diet tricks? Tricks? No, no, I don't have any diet tricks. I don't like tricks. I like the genuine quality. I think very good quality of food is very important, and to nourish the body very well is a very important thing also. To nourish your body and brain is crucial. Um, how do you react to labels? It depends. Um, I'm not bothered about them. I'm not bothered about them. It happens all the time. I get labeled all the time. I don't even have to like no, someone just somebody it can be labeled by somebody looking at you. I'm not bothered. They do it all the time to me. They label me all the time into all kinds of things. Not bothered. Isn't it hard to maintain a high level for long hours? No, it isn't. It isn't after this. That's what this 5 years of apprenticeship were for us, Katie. That's what it's for. It isn't hard, and the level must be constantly high. That's what it is. So mm, it is hard for an apprentice maybe at times, especially at those sort of days when one is sick or not doing well or something, or has to get over some kind of emotional things. But as a master, one gets into a balance that this kind of issues are no longer there. I meant tricks like eating nuts to keep you focused or coffee. No, no, dear, nothing like that. No, nothing like that. But I do think it's important to nourish your body very well. So I eat very well, and me and Sweetie make food ourselves. So we don't get much processed food. We buy all the basic ingredients and make fresh food ourselves. That's what you're asking. But this is not what you're asking. You're asking about like some sort of energy thing to. No, I don't use anything like that. You are unique in my experience. This is a great watch. Thanks for streaming. Thanks, Vincent. Do I ever collaborate with peers? Yes, yes, of course. I collaborate with people. As I said, I can work on commission, and as however arrogant you might see me as, my work is not about my ego, so I can comfortably work as a ghost creator for somebody or something. I have no problem of such. How is the situation in Poland? Soon I'll be able to um, because for now we have to wear masks all the time. So soon we will be able to go out into the sunlight without the mask on. So that'll be nice. Because recently I've been wearing a mask all the time, as soon as anywhere in the street, even if there's no people around, have to wear. Um, do you like body art as can be some good one at times? Yes, it can be. I don't mind body art. It's like a link between my passion thing and painting thing on the canvas. I don't mind for the art. I like it. It can be good at times. It's true. Yeah, it's a good question, Justin. I like body art. It can be interesting. What kind of ghost work would be normal to do for a brand? Designing a specific piece or just a more general theme? For a brand, it actually could be both. It honestly could be anything. You'd be surprised because there is yeah, it could be one piece or it could be a theme for a collection. It could be general. The thing is that anywhere I have my like clear rules and conditions on which I do this kind of thing. So for example, I only work with females. I don't design things for other genders. I only work with females and design for females. I missed your answer on reading. Would you mind answering again? I didn't see anything about reading. What reading? Could you write it again, Vincent? I don't know. It might have been me. I might have missed something. I don't see anything about reading. If you could repeat it, Vincent, please. I don't see anything about reading. I'll find something on reading. Oh, wait a moment, maybe you will write again. I'm sorry, I'm not seeing it anywhere. Maybe it didn't get sent. It happens like that sometimes. If you could please type it again. Do you watch any TV shows? No, 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 SKT. I don't watch TV shows. I don't read books. And it's you see, I'm creating things of unique quality and value, so I have to keep hygienic from other people's ideas. And if you read a book, it's like other people's mind and other people's idea of reality. It isn't either reality. So, what do you do in your free time? I have my time organized around my work. As you know, it's very time consuming. So, and I don't work in a normal job or anything like that. So it's not like I never have I never have holidays. I don't have hobbies. Mm, I don't do such things. What do you what do you like painting more, people or animals or objects? Anything outside? Um, Justin, I during my apprenticeship, I've learned to treat all the subjects equally because that was part of the apprenticeship. At first, I was asked to draw and paint what I really, really liked, which in my case are females. So I drew and painted a lot of female nudes. And then I was asked to draw and paint what I really don't like, what I really find, I found at the time repulsive or boring or dislike. So there was buildings and anatomy and architecture and things like that. So my favorite was female anatomy. My most disliked was sort of street architecture and things like that. And then that gives you an idea about my apprenticeship type, what my apprenticeship does. Then I've learned to treat in the same way my favorite beloved subjects as the subjects I disliked and didn't like originally. So now, and that's part of being professional. I don't have preferred subject, and that's why I'm ready to take on any commission. There are a couple of exceptions. I never work on anything negative. I never work on any violence, sickness, destruction. Don't work on male nudity. I don't work on any religious nor political subjects. Um, I was curious about what topics you read. I'm trying to find your muse. My inspiration comes from beautiful young natural females. I do not read texts written by other people. You said it was a specific feminine form, but how do you see this form? In friendships? In books? How? I see it, well, it has to do with the light, with the subject of light, in a sense of lightness as a mass measurement, as well as the light, like brightness. So that's honestly how I see it, Vincent. I see it as light. What's wrong with male nudity? I don't work with it. It's not my topic. I don't it's not of the subjects I do. If other people can do, it's their choice. I'm not working with male nude subjects. I don't find them inspiring in any way. But other guys do, so it's not my type of thing. I got dropped, so missed your answer. I will check the replay to see. About my inspiration. You see, my inspiration, I see it as light. It comes from beautiful young natural females, and I see it as light, both in the meaning of lightweight, like a light measurement, mass measurement, and also the light, as well as light, like the brightness. Um, and I don't know who is the person you are mentioning as and I don't read anything. I don't get influenced by other people's things. That was my answer. And I honestly see my inspiration as light because you asked how do I see it as light. It's a Polish football player. Exactly. Makes no difference. It's not my type of inspiration, not in any way. I must say that really confuses me to create in isolation. Um, it is, you see, it's all about the focus and concentration and creation and distractions. And if you were to experience some things I've seen, people can be extremely, you see, yes, people can be disturbed by perfection. They can, when the painting gets to a certain level, I've noticed, because I don't work in isolation. I told you I did projects in public spaces. So I have experienced some things, for example, the annoyance that you can see in people when the painting is advanced over the stage they expected it to be, when it becomes so clear, so defined, so perfect, it really irritates them. I had people trying to come and destroy my work, you know. I had all kinds of stories you wouldn't believe if I told you. But I see why traditionally masters worked in isolation, why they worked anonymously in their atelier. I see why. I see the reason, and that is to purely concentrate on the creative process and not let any destructive jealousy interfere. That's why. But I have decided to show the creative process, so that's why I've been taught in that way, and that's why I've been also, by the way, taught to deal with those things. That's why you see me interacting with people in a way I do. I feel like you like to converse with us. Yes, I do. I actually do appreciate it. I have a very sociable character, and that is what got me to ask my master to teach me in a way so I can work and interact with people. So are we not influential and therefore impact your thought process? You appear social, but you strive for focus of ideas. Well, uh, well, influential and maybe not in a sense you no no, especially in this no, uh, you paint on canvas or on building set on canvas only canvas. I keep to my traditional techniques. I only paint, I only use oil paint, aquarel paint. I do pencil drawings and ink paintings. What about imagination, like doing angles or dragons or something? Do you try that too? My six paintings in a fourth dimension, the compositions are entirely from my imagination. So I have no problems working with the things I just imagine. Apps. Uh, uh, hello, and hello, Antonio. Thank you for subscribing. So you superficial? Um, there is a condition. No, I don't. All your interactions outside of your work, superficial, are all your interactions outside of your work are superficial? Yes, yes, yes. So you paint in public so people can watch you or come and interact with you. That's right, that's right. I did projects like that previously. Due to the situation, things have changed, and now I'm not planning any more of such. I'm dominating discussions, so I'm going to stop. I got excited about the idea. No problem, Vincent. You're welcome. I'm not disturbed by anything like it. It doesn't disturb me. You can continue. I don't mind. Do you sell your paintings or create by commission like your clothes? Both, SKT, both. I sell my works that have been completed by various initiatives of mine, or I work by commission. Both. Both are possible. Hi, Armageddon. Do you find your own reference material such as taking photographs or use other sources? I usually make compositional drawings, Armageddon, so I make my own reference material usually. But as I told you before, I think, or I mentioned before, I can take a reference photo um, for the practical purpose, like putting things or models in exactly the same place as previously, sort of mapping things in a place, which is not mm, an actual part of creative process, but it is an active job around it, sort of. It's a, it's the satellite task sometimes. Have you made good money from selling any of your art then? Yes, I have, Justin. One of the oil painting masterpieces cost 20,000 euro. So there's nothing wrong with commercial value of artwork, but it has to be treated in an honorable way. A lot of people cannot obtain that kind of dignity. That's why it's not something for everybody also. Nobody needs, it's not like one of the essential needs of people to buy art. So um yeah, so it is different. Besides, it's the whole thing of category of pricelessness of there is a lot to it. There's a lot. I'm sure there's people you can watch who talk about economics and art. Um, but yeah, it is like that. It has to be dealt with in honorable, dignified way, and no majority of people are not able to cope with those ways. That's what I can say. what do you think of outsider or naive art? Well, what I really think both have. Mm, I have nothing to do with this. That's one thing. I usually only speak about the masters of my technique, which that has nothing to do with it. But I'll tell you that they both have the reality. They both have become over industrialized, so uh, they have collided with their own names. Yeah, the both that you mentioned in reality have collided with their own definition. That's what I really think. Yeah, it's like that with many things. Something, when something becomes a norm, it's not unique anymore. When it's a lot of things. I think especially creators need to concentrate on quality of what they do rather than all this sort of waves and names and styles. This is a job more for historians and for people after to name and classify. Have you got a favorite painter or look up to? No, Justin, I do not. I don't have. and taking the frame. Hey, bro. Mm, yes, no, no. Old Winter King. Hey, bro, can we take a peek at what you're painting? And hi, Old Winter King. Unfortunately, tonight it will not be possible to see for you at all. So if you are waiting to see what I'm working on, don't waste your time and switch off because I'm not showing the canvas I'm working on tonight. I'm working on one of six paintings in fourth dimension, which are all a part of my private collection. So six pieces part. And um, previously, I've been streaming whilst working on other paintings where I have covered with tape complicated fourth dimensional elements. But this canvas is very large and the elements are everywhere, so I have decided to work that way. You must have a big room there, I guess, to keep all your work around. That's right, Justin. And I have to dry everything also, so that's why the temperature has to be high and the air needs to be dry, which is another naturist factor. Cheers, all good. We'll see you soon. Have fun and stay hydrated. That's right, I do that, Old Winter King. Bye. Um, do I have an insurance for all your work? Yes, SKT, I do. All those things are taken care of in an appropriate way um, by professional people. See, I'm professional in my profession, so I can talk about that for myself. But other jobs, other things are for other people, and I never try to aspire to replace someone in their job. That's good. Would be terrible if something happened. No problem. As I told you, I have no problem of such type, and I'm not going to get excited over that either way because I know what it means. Um, this sort of thing really means nothing to me. As also, if somebody buys one of my paintings and then they wish to destroy it, I couldn't care less, to be honest. So, as I told you, I don't treat my work in an emotional way, and that's just another aspect where it shows itself. Hi, Matthew. I'm fine, thank you. I'm working on another one of the six paintings in the fourth dimension, and this time I'm not showing any of it. I didn't even bother with tape, as the fourth dimensional elements are all over the canvas. Um, Free of clothes, saving, washing, and a lot cooler. Plus, in order, sorry, Justin, I have to read it again. Good for best way to be painting free of clothes, saving, washing, and a lot cooler. Plus, is in art. Ah, that's right, Justin. Yes, yes, that's exactly right. I didn't understand the cooler part, but you understand as it is hot in here. That's right. That's the practical sense. And traditionally, masters of pre-classical realism worked in this way as well. It's just that they didn't ask their master to teach them to work as they interact with people. Or if you could please keep the comments to English, I would appreciate that. You always naked at home or just when working? Um, when I work in my atelier, I work naturally as the masters did before me. I'm a naturist artist, and wherever the situation allows it to be, I do so. But a lot of projects I did in a public spaces made it impossible. So then I didn't. It's not really a big thing. This it's it's practicality as the whole reason for this for practical reasons. So you don't find other rules to it other than practical. Although there is also an aspect of frequency with my female nude subjects, but that also has to practical conditions are first. You always need and what about when not working? Oh, that's like everybody different, right? I mean, you can imagine I have a lot of clothes because I'm a fashion designer. So yeah, it's not a big thing. as I said, I respect the rules of the platforms I'm on. It goes the same for the street and things like that. Naturism, you know how it is like where it's so in saunas, people are naturists are naked in the streets. People are supposed to wear clothes. So I don't know. What are you asking me about? Hmm, just that there is an honest purity to nakedness. Yeah, and for art, yeah, you're right, Matthew. And for artists, also the anatomy aspect is very important. Like, mm, my granny modeled for me nude when I was learning anatomy. You see, realistic artists needs to know human anatomy in order to draw and paint people, even fully clothed. Yeah, so it's not something strange or not something to get like emotional or excited about or something. It's nothing to get excited about. And your continuity is very normal. Ah, then you are a lucky person. Aesthetics. Um, mm, um, aesthet- yes, you mean like genuinity, genuine quality and truthfulness of the naked aesthetics. It's true. It's very true. Especially as a lot of sort of so-called styles and fashion can confuse people in those ways. There's also health aspects to it. Like, yeah, Matthew, I didn't find yet the information about the haricactu sauce for you. I have to look. I've ordered it here in my country, but I'm sure it's possible to find it on eBay. And I think the best way to get it is as a natural sort of fruit nut thing rather than any like a capsule with it in or any extract or anything like that. So I will look it up for you so it's available to where you are from. You try to look how to grow it. I would have no idea. I'm not into farming of any type, so I don't know. Which materials you love to work with clothes? Oh, I like silk. I like natural materials, pure, not mixed. I like silk. I like linen. I like cotton very much. Mm, uh, As long as you don't order pizza and the pizza man will answer the door. Uh, as long as you don't order pizza and shock the pizza man. Yeah, we make our own food, so um, I don't order takeaways and neither eat in restaurants and that kind of thing. Um, what matter? I answered. Matthias tried to look up how it takes 10 to 20 years to harvest. Yes, because it's a large tree. It's from what I've seen, it's a tree that can reach very high size, and it has broad branches. So I wouldn't know how to draw it. Which capsule you're talking about? Yes. Matthew is a streamer. Matthew, you see here, and I was talking to him about pineal gland and detoxification of it. And there is an old Ayurvedic method about it, and it has to do with haritaki, sort of fruit nut thing that some suggest to eat, and then it cleanses the whole system. Indians know it very well because they are advised to drink it every evening, actually, as part of the Triphala. So it's like a very popular Indian drink. They have it in, but they use it for other medicinal purposes. Right? Hello, Tony. Hi, Vogue. I take ashwagandha from India if you know it. A herb referred to as strength, of course. Yes, SKT, I know it. I know about it. I suggested to my mom to take it as it helps with the different kind of things. I know it. It's good and it's good for you. Thank you, Brenda White, for subscribing. It is nice because it not only gives you strength, but also gives you calm type of strength and helps you to sleep calmly and that kind of thing. And yeah, regenerates your body. And thank you, Vogue, for subscribing. And the little picture you have. I am working on one of six paintings in fourth dimension. So these are all six fourth dimensional paintings I'm working on. They are all part of my private collection, and I started to work on them over 2 years ago. I'm not showing the surface of my canvas tonight. Yep, it's a nice natural supplement if you experience stress or anxiety. That's right. That's right. Cool. Yeah, it is. It's very cool. I will type in my site address so you can see some of my works there. I'm a master of pre-classical realism, which is a traditional painting technique that originates from the Middle Ages, and it's taught only through an apprenticeship, which consists of 5 years drawing and painting 10 hours a day every day, where any work that isn't perfect has to be destroyed immediately. Uh, and yeah, that's what I do. My second profession is haute couture, fashion design of unique hand-stitched prototypes. Do you like painting, listening to music at times, or happier in quiet? And second one is right, Justin. I'm happier when it's quiet. I don't listen to music. Um, well, I don't like music as Katie, to be honest. I don't like music. It comes with its frequencies, um, and I don't wish to be influenced by that in any way. So I don't like music. That's true. You wish you could paint. Right. I mean, I wish I knew how to paint. Um, well, why would you? Like, what for? Myself, I don't interest myself in things that are other people's specialties that um I don't wish to perfect. If you were like to, if you knew how to paint, you would be painting. So I don't get this. And then also wishing you could do something you can't, and then you and you make yourself feel bad. So that also how I don't understand what you mean about cool. Justin, cool. At least you can concentrate more. I don't understand that either. Justin, sorry, it might be me. I'm just not understanding. The two last comments mm, are I don't understand those. I don't understand, Justin. I don't understand about. Wait, whenever you like, I can borrow the cookie. Mm, okay. Let me know when then. Yeah, because my canvas slightly changes its angle. Yeah, it's like a living thing, it moves. Brando, checked out your page. Wow, you are incredible. Thank you, Brando. What does your Patreon all have on it? Well, Patreon allows creators to post their content uncensored, right? I am a naturist artist working naked in my atelier. On various platforms, I can show only certain parts of my work. So here you see this frame of the footage. On a Patreon page, I can show my work uncensored and I can show how I work in my atelier as a naturist artist. So that's what it has on. I mean, you happy painting when it's quiet, you can concentrate more from not listening to me. Concentrate. Concentrate. Okay, I get it. More from not listening to music at the same time. That's right, Justin. You're right. That's right. You are right. You see, the thing about painting is that anyone can look at it if they want to and not look at it if they don't. With the music, it's hard to get away from when it's pumping. And that's how and why it can play on people's nerves, and it does. That's what I meant about frequency. Thank you for explaining what you wrote again, Justin. I appreciate that. you really have to be aware of your environment with the stream on. Mm, that's right, Vincent, you do. But mm, the same is for working in public, right? Mm, Plus, with working in public, you have to really be more aware of your environment because, as I mentioned to you before, some people literally, through frustration or jealousy, may want to come and destroy your painting. So there's a physical aspect to it. Um, about um, about the stream on, it's not as complicated as in real life on one hand. On another hand, the interaction goes down more down to the essence of it. Plus, people tend to be more honest, in fact, from what I found out, which is interesting because in reality, people have all these like ways they feel like they have to sort of, yeah, be kind of, well, be kind of like, they don't always dare to say what they think, let's say like that. They don't always dare to say what they think, whilst on a stream people can do so. They can even anonymously say what they want, and that's interesting. I like that aspect, to be honest. I must have missed that answer before. How did an interloper justify interrupting your work in a public space? Well, you know, there's types of people that that nobody even asks them for justification, and that even in the most secured public space, it at the end of the day is a public space, so people of course would come and try to distract me, try to interrupt, try to disturb. um they don't justify it, and that's the point. That's how they function. They don't. Lower that. What for? Mm, that's it. Thank you. That's lovely of you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Whoa. Hmm. Um, um, it's not satisfying when you don't understand a reason for something. I have a reason for everything. I don't understand people that don't. Exactly. Okay, I'm off to bed. Keep up with your good work and don't work too hard now. Good night, Kate. It's been interesting to hear and see how good you work. Good night, Jason. Good night, Vincent. Sleep well. Thank you. Mm. You're saying good night to Jason. Good night, Kate. Good night. Uh, you're staying. Yes, yes, of course. You're welcome. I just read good night, Kate. Of course, you're welcome to stay as long as you wish. Is this the same piece as yesterday? No, Vincent, it's completely different. It's a far larger canvas and a completely different composition. It's another one of six. Yesterday's one and today's one are two of six fourth dimensional paintings, which are part of my private collection. Is this one you can share? I know now, as you would potentially violate the app's terms and conditions, but at another time. Um, no, no, it's not about that. About terms and conditions, that is not clear. I've already asked the people who run HAPS about the rules on artistic nudity and things like that, and hopefully one day they will get back to me on that. But it's true, I multi-stream through hubs. So on other platforms, I have to, I do respect the rules always and things like that. But that was, when I was talking about it, that was concerning the frame of my stream, because somebody asked about my Patreon page. What does my Patreon page show? What's on my Patreon page? And that's when I told them that on my Patreon page, oh, it's possible to see more like exclusive uncensored content where there is mm, the, the reality of me working as a naturist artist in my atelier is being shown, right? That's what I post there. So that's about the rules of platforms. But as for my paintings and that, as I told you, I started to work on the collection over 2 years ago. So I'm far more advanced in the creative process than I have introduced the people on my stream into. So that's why I want to introduce them to my work in an appropriate time. That's what this is about. Oh, I see. It's a matter of preference. Yes, yes. As far as the canvas goes, yes. Oh, sorry. Wow, it's lovely. Oh, spicy as well. Thank you, sweetie. It's fantastic. But it's very spicy. Mm, I can respect that. Oh, right, Vincent. That's why when somebody wants to see my finished pieces, they can do so on my site. Is there baking happening? Well, it's a large curry making actually. And it's really spicy. We don't eat much sweet things, so we don't eat cakes and things like that, but we always make our own food. Oh, delightful. Yes, it is, Vincent. Tonight is sort of beef meal with chickpeas and courgettes and other vegetables. Look at this. Thank you. You really got me, sweetie. Oh, lovely. Thank you. Sweetie just chop the meat and then thank you, sweetie. Tea is lovely. Oh, fantastic. That's spicy. Mm-hmm. Oh, sweet. Thanks. Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Ah, salad. Mhm. And do we put stinky cheese in the salad? Yeah. Oh, oh, we should check it out. Oh, we do like that, right? Or I think salad after some another because this will be whole voluminous meal itself, and there's a lot of vegetables, and that is okay. Yes, it's in water, cold water. I can later change the water. Yeah, later we'll get the stinky cheese out, and then we'll get aromatic in the room temperature, and then do you have breads and chutneys with your curry? No, Vincent, we don't actually. And we don't eat things like bread, no, nor like pastry things, no pastas, no breads, no chapatis, nothing. We don't eat and that this part. We eat like lots of vegetables and meat. We really are meat eaters. A vulgar meat eaters. meat eater. I like meat with the skin and the bone and a lot of vegetables. That's what we basically eat. And some legumes and nuts also. Fish, we eat a lot of fish as well. We are thinking of making a salad with it, but we decided it will be as another meal later because the whole thing is big, full of vegetables, and then the salad will be voluminous as well. No rice then? No, Vincent, we don't eat rice. Although recently we eat ebli. We sort of ferment ebli and then we eat it. It's very nice and it tastes very savory after fermentation. So rice, we if we were to just recently we don't eat much rice, but if we were to, we would probably soak it and kind of ferment it and then we would eat. But we do that with ebli, so. I keep dropping the feed and that doesn't lead to conversation. So I will say goodbye and we'll look at for you another time. Enjoy your curry. Thank you, Vincent. Bye. Hmm. Nice. Nice. Yes. He tried to say that um that it doesn't need to conversation, so he tries to sort of responsibilize me for keeping conversation going. But I am not doing that in an unnatural way. You need to realize that I will not keep the conversation going in an unnatural way. I will tell you what my answer is at the time it is, and then I will continue painting. And if that means that you don't watch me streaming, please don't. Please don't. It really doesn't bother me. Maybe it's like how he was surprised about this that I treat superficially and things like that, but that's the truth as well. So that's life. Yes, I just wanted to mention to you and let them know that I know the trick basically, and it falls short. But a nice try. That's not what the thing is about. Um, it's been a pleasure listening to you, Kate. I'm going to start my day. Have a great night. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate that you dropped by. You too. Have a lovely day. Tell me, sweetie, when you are ready to eat. It's a bit better. Hello. I'm very well, thank you very much. Just thinking about how some people get a chance to appreciate my nonchalance. So, do you always find indoors every day? You see, I traditionally masters of pre-classical realism worked in this way because there is always high temperature and low humidity involved because the paintings require this kind of conditions in order to dry. But there is another very important aspect. Like for me, major aspect of naturism is the frequency with my female nude subjects. But the practical and very basic one is that it allows body to endure long hours of meticulous work, and that physical aspect is very important with my type of work. So that's and I paint in this way in my atelier, and whenever I can do. When I do projects in the public spaces, of course I can, so then I don't. It's really nothing that hi. It's really nothing that ole ole about natures. It's purely physical thing to allow body endure long hours of meticulous work, really, plus some other aspects. And artists who do realistic work, they are no strangers to human anatomy. What am I painting? One of six fourth dimensional paintings, which are part of my private collection. Okay, so do you prefer to be nude? Well, not when it's freezing cold, right? You have to be realistic about it. Don't forget, I'm also a fashion designer, so I know how to deal with both, with all aspects, with the from the birthday suit to the most complex fashion. It's assigned to me, not a big thing really. Is finding the nude the only thing you do, or do you do everything in the nude? You are funny. You're asking funny questions. I don't know where you are going with it. Ah, that's great. You need a lab mouse and ask that of her. Are you going nude everywhere or just in your cage? Or do you eat cheese naked? Ah, that's great. Yeah, it is. It is. I suggest you start your training on animals and then move on to humans. And yeah, and then later to later ask an artist. Um, uh, Bradley Horns Horsnell. Uh, uh, that was to you, Bradley uh, Horsnell. Start on the lab mouse and then move on to humans with the complexity of the issues. You see, when you write from Facebook, I am painting now. This is a canvas which I'm working on. I cannot see who is writing what. So please mind that when we are trying to keep the dialogue. Uh, Hi, always when you, where is it? So when did you start painting? I started to work on the six fourth dimensional paintings over 2 years ago. Yeah, when I see on my screen, because I stream to multi platforms through apps, so I don't see who you are when your text appears on my screen. But no, but I cannot. Too bad we don't have live nude model painting events in my country. I would volunteer to get a different experience. I'm sure you do. It's especially now as a lot of artistic activity has moved online. I'm sure you do. You just have to find it. You probably didn't find it yet. Mm-hmm. I never paint male nudes, only female nudes. I can paint portraits of anybody. I get commissioned to do so, but I never paint male nudes. Have I painted myself? Yes, of course, in my apprenticeship during my training. One has to learn an objectivity towards themselves, and that's part of it. Because I'm a master of pre-classical realism, which is an drawing and painting technique which originates from the Middle Ages. It's an old technique of drawing and painting, and then I had to learn how to sort of see myself objectively and to draw myself and paint myself as a subject. But if you want to do that, you need to use two mirrors because your left side becomes right, right becomes left when you look into one mirror just. So you need to reflect the reflection in order to get the true image of yourself and then find that. I did it in my training. Whenever you go to meet with her. Yes, that was the answer about the self portrait. I told you already just before. In my training, two mirrors, reflect the reflection, turn the sides back around. So if you were to, if I were to get myself drawn or painted, could you do it for me? No, no. I have a beautiful face. Thank you. Uh, you make a lot of money. I can't. You. I don't know who you are because I don't see here. Is that the same person? Who are you? The same person who was asking? Um. Um. Uh, is the same person that. Yeah, I don't think so. To be honest, I think you tried to lure me into doing some kind of work for free or something. I never do that. One of my masterpieces, like oil on canvas paintings, cost 20,000 euro. I don't think you can afford that. So you're trying to just write funny. What does your family think of you doing this? My family, it's they know what I do. They know they know the technique I'm using. Um, my family is they know my choices. They know my life choices. They know the strength of my character. But I'm a grown-up person that makes their own decisions. So frankly, um, whatever they think, I couldn't care less. But I know what they think because they tell me regularly, and um, yeah, I get a chance to check. So I don't know what does your question have to do with anything. Like, are you trying to what? Or can I say who is asking? Like this. Um, you know, maybe you're trying to find out if I am like, if I am intimidated or in some kind of way of something, or if I am working in some kind of secretive way or something. I don't. I work openly, and I work in my name so everybody can see what I'm doing and how I am doing it. So if you try to, no, I don't know. I don't know what you intend to ask in your question, but yeah, that's the thing. My grandma modeled for me nude when I was learning anatomy, so that's also funny. No, no, I just wanted to find out more about you and chat to you. It's no problem. It's no problem. That's alright. That's alright. Yeah, my dad sort of likes a little bit. mm, the strength of technique really strikes him because my technique is very precise and very definite. And my father tried to paint a little bit himself and it went very difficult for him. So he finds comfort in like murky images, type of foggy things. And my technique is very strong, very precise, and very, very realistic, which my mother really appreciates the quality of. So that's the truth. I mean, there are some successful artists on Instagram who take work online. That's their way of making money. But you have to build huge following. So yeah, it's a grind. Um, yeah, as I said, I'm not going to paint you. I think you can't afford this, and that's my answer to you. And anyway, I don't paint male nudes. I can paint a portrait of a man, no problem, but I don't paint male nudes. My inspiration? My inspiration does come from beautiful young natural females, which has to do with the subject of light in a sense of measurement of weight as well as light as a brightness, light. No, I don't want to give you work or something. I'm just saying sorry if I offended you or something. Oh, it's no problem. Not bothered. Oh, alright. Let me know when you. Yeah, it's different sort of people, I think. Yes, yes. Yeah, I have to deal with this. I think it's good to meet them now. Where are you from? I am in Australia. I am Polish from Poland, Central Europe. Nice. Is it colder or is summer over there? It's springtime actually, but unfortunately it's been quite cold. It's been a lot colder than spring than usual springs. And we had some heavy rainfalls recently. Also today was windy. So yeah, it is, but it's springtime and it's going to get warmer hopefully soon. We are getting towards the summer. Springtime is a season where the winter and summer season features mix. So you get rain, sometimes even hailstone, sometimes even snow can fall in April. But now we are May, so the spring is going to advance. And I guess yes, you're going towards winter now. I painted entirely from my mind. This is my composition. I have started to work on 6 paintings in a fourth dimension over 2 years ago, and all of it comes entirely from my mind, which is not the only way I work, but that is so for those paintings. Yes, heading into the winter. Um, why naked? Because I'm a naturist artist. Because first thing is it has to do with frequency with my female nude subject. Second thing is it has to do with the body's endurance during long hours of meticulous work. It has to do with things like lymphatic system, blood circulation, and a lot of others. I don't know what you know about the European culture, but originally athletes who competed in the Greek Olympics were doing so nude, naked. So, funny question about the marriage and children. It's not my lifestyle. I am into girls. Okay, well, have a good day now and keep up the good work with your paintings. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Alright then, goodbye.